There are a lot of Bears fans calling for Ryan Poles to be fired. Well, if Albert Breer is to be believed, not only is Ryan Poles probably going to be sticking around for a while, but ownership seems to be in his bag, or he's in their bag, however you want to look at it. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. Got Steve-O and Bobby in the building today. I almost said C-Dub, but C-Dub's at work, old bastard. But we had a report come out today with Albert Breer, and this is an interesting one. We're going to take this in a couple of different directions, but it was said in this by Albert Breer that Ryan Poles is making the next coaching hire because ownership wants him to. Ryan Poles has been a lot made and asked about his job security here over the last couple of weeks, but this kind of points to the fact that Ryan Poles probably isn't going anywhere. How you guys feeling?
Kind of knew it, to be honest with you. It was definitely one of those things to what we've been discussing over the last few days, and I was just questioning, hey, if you trust this guy to move forward, you might as well go and extend him, right? And there was some people that were saying, hey, I don't want to extend him. I want to give him a 1 year. I mean, just let him ride the last year out of his contract. But then my pushback was that don't make sense for a new head coach to come in here with that type of thing hovering over his head. So no extension has been announced. But for me, it appears to be trending that way. You got to take it for what it really is. Look, you look at things in hindsight, and you can pick through stuff and say, "Oh, I remember this," and I have even been doing that as well. But you can't discount some of the good things that he's done, and sometimes a guy deserves a chance. I guess.
Yeah, it was only two choices that you can only do: get rid of them or let them do the job the correct way. Because there's too many times where we then allowed either the coach or the GM to halfway do their job or handicap them in some type of way. We already knew you would be doing yourself as an organization a disservice to allow him to pick the next head coach and not re-sign them, knowing that that's going to shoo away a lot of big contenders when it comes to coaching, mainly probably the best coaches, because they're not going to put their name into something that's not sustainable. With their GM, possibly they could be fired the next year. So if you go like you said, if the ownership one has full control, full autonomy, and feel like they have all their guns into Ryan Poles and feel like he can make the right choices, that's the decision you make. You allow him, the GM, to be on the same contract as the new coach. That's the smart thing to do. Technically, would I have done it? No. But if you're going to do it the right way, this is the right way to do it.
For sure.
And it says this in the article directly. The biggest question that prime candidates have is about the role team president Kevin Warren. I think the McCaskey family is aware of that. To that end, GM Ryan Poles is set up to run point on the search, and I'm told it's because the way ownership wants it. Warren will have a seat at the table and a major say, of course, but Poles will too, as the McCaskey seek alignment on the football operation side. And listen, take anybody's own personal views of what you want to see out of it. That's the smart things that organizations do. You want everything in alignment. So if you're going to hire a new coach, you're going to allow him to hire the new coach. You want him to be able to see it through. And to Bobby's point, it seems then that an extension's probably coming for Ryan Poles if you're going to allow him to hire the coach. Kevin Warren, that's still his job to oversee, and it seems like he's going to have a major say as well. But Ryan Poles is running point. And you got to keep in mind, like, they initially hired Ryan Poles for him to report directly to ownership. So that should tell you already that there's a relationship between a way that ownership views Ryan Poles, that regardless, like I see Crimson in there saying, I don't care what owners want. Who do you think has the bigger say, what you want or what the owners want?
That's like telling a $1 billion corporation what they want, bro. They don't care. They're making the decisions at the end of the day. So the best thing we can do as fans is hope they make the best decisions in hiring people around to make this team better. That's the best option we have.
Yeah, and it comes back to that conversation we had after on the post game before Haize joined us, Steve, when we talked about and we revisited the whole Matt Nagy situation. We looked at it and we was like, hey, keep it a buck with you. The man out of 4 seasons he was here, he went to the playoffs twice. And Steve-O, you had a great point with saying like he never really got to live through his plan. The plan was rushed in. He wanted to sit Justin Fields and you know what I'm saying? Andy Dalton went down and that kind of deterred things. And they never really allowed him to recover from that. And we preached the alignment and all that stuff. So it appears that they trying to get it that way. And for the people that's pounding on the table, we do understand. That's how we fan too. But we also come here to present you guys with logical reasoning as well. So we do encourage you to show your fandom, but let's try to think logically about some of these decisions because we want the Bears not only to be good for 1 year, we want 4, 5, 6, 7 years down the road of complete dominance in this NFC North. We want something more sustainable. So let's think logically about these decisions for sure.
And that's to one of the points. I'm gonna let you go, Haize, but that's one of the points where Haize dropped a couple videos ago when it's like the difference between understanding and accepting something. Like I understand this move. Like I understand why they would do it. Do I 100% agree with it? No.
Agreed.
But to their point of why they doing it, what he's got to the point where he's shown that he can flip a squad on paper. That's the thing. Yeah. Everything on paper that the GM Ryan Poles has done has been fairly good. The results has just been bad. So at the end of the day, you want somebody that can show they can do some things to turn things around, but you want people to make it work. Now we're giving him the chance to make it work. The thing is, now you just got to short a leash with the fans. I feel like you got to make that shit work. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts.
And that's why they can't. To me, they can't come in here and give Ryan Poles a 5-year contract. I think it's probably if they're going to give him an extension, 3 at tops,
3, 4,
3 tops. Romeo says they use the same continuity with Flus. Poles is a part of the problem. We're supposed to believe he can fix it. Math ain't mathing. Well, that's the thing. He's been part of the problem and part of some of the. Nobody's going to be 100% of just the solutions and not part of the problem, unless you want to remove or you expect them every 3 years to fire every single body, which is not reasonable. That's what fans would call for. That's not reasonable.
And to say that, you think from every great GM to head coach, they haven't made blunders throughout their career?
Exactly. Everybody, and that's the thing. Like I always say this, I always use this analogy. As Bears fans, we are so zoomed into the situation because this is our team. Every GM makes mistakes yearly. I don't care who the best. I can give you a mistake. So whoever you feel is the best GM in the history of football, I guarantee you they make 3 to 5 mistakes a year. It's just that if they're smart enough, those mistakes overlap with some successes, then the successes can overtake the mistakes. But it's not like even the greatest GMs are batting 1,000. It's just not realistic.
Yeah. And like we always said, the biggest thing Poles messed up was the coaching, and that's the biggest probably
the
thing.
O-line too,
and the O-line, which is 2 of the most important things that she got wrong. So it's like it's such a bullseye and something you see so obvious when it compares to other GMs that they make. That's probably on a smaller scale that you don't realize, but it's a mistake is a mistake.
Yeah.
That's the facts. George already said he makes bad football decisions. I just want them to stand up. He's trusting the people he hired to make the football. He's not making football decisions. He's empowering the people that he hired to make the football decisions. 2 very different things.
And that's what you want. You look at, I know a lot of people, but well, look at Howie Roseman in Philly. He ain't did everything correctly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They could have, after what his defense looked like last season, they could have said, hey, the hell with you. You know what I'm saying? This is a GM that fired a winning Super Bowl head coach. A winning, not a loser, and not just got there and lost. This was a winner, and he's made his decisions. And the Eagles brass and all those people up there, they decided to stick with him. I'm not saying Ryan Poles is on that level, but sometimes allowing the guy to fix their mistakes, sometimes you could probably get something good out of that. So I just hope that we get something good out of this.
That's all you can hope for is the best. Like at the end of the day, we can talk all day about should they or would they. Like I said, understandings and agreements are 2 very different things. Like I said, I'm not sitting there saying I completely agree with this either. It's not necessarily what I would want. I just want the best for the team. But ultimately, like I can understand why they came to this decision. If you want him to hire the next head coach, if you want to give somebody the opportunity to fix where they went left at, because Ryan Poles has still done a lot of good. It hasn't. The results haven't been good, and it's fair to say that it all comes down to results. But if this is what the ownership wants, alignment
What
is the
the fuck
focus.
about to say?
Yeah.
On the real shit, what else can we pretty much do? And I seen some of y'all too talking about let Ben Johnson bring in his own GM. Y'all think he got that much
This
clout?
motherfucker
This
ain't-
ain't no
When
Kyle
has a
Shanahan, no
coach
big baby.
hired a
Calm
GM?
down.
You think a
Calm
first-time head
down.
coach is going to
I
hire a
was about to
GM?
say, I was about to say
Who
it wasn't a first time head coach. It was somebody that had skin in the game for a long
That's
time.
what I'm
And at that
saying.
point in time, it was
Calm
probably somebody
down.
who, if they told ownership, "Hey, I want to be GM and coach," they would have been like, "All right, cool." But since they probably didn't want to wear both hats, they let them decide on the GM.
Yeah, man.
Y'all
It's
gotta
crazy.
chill, bro.
We gotta calm down, y'all. We frustrated too, but sometimes just take a back seat. Just sit down and think about it for a little bit. It's gonna be okay.
Well, is it gonna be okay? That's the question.
We'll see.
I don't know.
We can't. Either way, we gonna still be alive, so it's gonna be okay in that area. But we don't know if it's gonna result in wins.
Exactly. That'll be a different type of beast, man. For real.
So we'll see what happens there, man. Overall, like, hey, all we can do is get through it, bro. That's it.
This mother talking about we lost that, bro. Philly lost fucking Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Not Andy Dalton, Andy Reid. My fault.
Yeah.
What do we like, motherfucker? Do we have to bring up all the mistakes? Do we? Jerry World make a mistake every day. New York, their running back is about to play them next year, and he about to break the all-time record on them. Mistake. Wow, we the only one that can't make a mistake.
Yeah.
Guess
it's
what?
our
We've been
team,
making
man.
mistakes for 50 years.
Hey.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. You know what? I'm not going to. I was about to go in. I'm trying to evolve. I'm not gonna go in on
You
anybody.
can't go in and no 130.
I'm not.
Y'all ain't
Listen,
Right.
we trying to take the show to the next level. I'm gonna stop going off on people. I'm listen. God just because I had 15 jokes loaded, bro. I was about to
Bro
unleash.
said 15 jokes loaded.
I'm gonna chill.
Put the clip in the book bag.
Yeah, I'm gonna chill. Get the strap. I almost had it, but I'm gonna chill on it a little bit.
Right back to the side.
See, you know what? Ever since I got my grandmother's names tatted on my head, I've been more centered as an individual. You gotta have your elders with you sometimes. Sometimes you gotta carry the elders with you, bro. So there you go.
let's
Ancestor within his head says, "Shut your ass up."
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. They're like, "Hey," they just put the shoulder on the hand on my shoulder, like, "Chill out." I'm gonna chill out.
You right.
Oh,
You right.
Any last thoughts, fellas, before we get up out of here, man?
Bo, don't fuck it up. You already fucked
listen,
up enough. That's all.
That's the biggest thing, fam.
For real, man. Hey, Pose, we can't come into this. We gonna bring up the money. How much money you got? Hey, use it this time.
Shit.
Use it this time. It's time to invest. Goddamn, you've been sitting too long. But hey, we appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe before y'all roll out.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. Trying to still get to 20,000.
Did you try to be funny to Jacob Paul?
Huh?
He said before y'all roll out, you try to be funny.
All right, man. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys are following the channel at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, by the way, I've been writing articles on the Bears over on the Substack. Go to Bear Central on Substack. I'm writing articles for Bears and Bulls on Bull Central and Bear Central, separate Substacks. Go over there. I'm turning into a little decent writer, man. I love you guys, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Chi-Town up, Bear down, y'all. And Robert, go bob on these nuts. Peace, y'all.
He could help.